What's up, family? Man, I want to have a quick conversation with you guys today, okay? Um, when I was young, man, I hated life. You know what I mean? I hated life. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. It's not going to be a real long video, as you can already see. Um, but I hated life just because of all the hell that I gone through. You know what I mean? That's all that I know about life. Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere, and it's going to be quick. Based on my experiences in life, life was traumatic, life was painful, life was suffering. You know what I mean? Life was hellish. And so I hated life. And I thought life was bad because my life was bad. My experiences were bad. And I thought that's how the world was. How I saw the world is how I saw me. I saw the world through the lens of my pain, through the lens of my suffering, through the lens of my drama and my chaos. And so when I looked at everything around me, I saw it through those filters. Whatever you look at, and so many of us have gone through so much. If you don't have money, if you grew up poor, you see money through the filters of your life. You know what I mean? If you don't have a healthy relationship, if you don't have a loving relationship, you see relationships through the filters of your life experiences, through your chaos and the pain and the trauma and drama and abandonment, and all those other crazy things. That's how we see life, through the filters of our issues. Once you start working on those issues, once you start resolving those issues, then your perception of events, then your perception of life changes. Your perception of relationships changes. Your perception of the world changes. See, so many of us see the world as a cold place. So many of us see the world as, man, a place full of hate and racism and discrimination and chaos and war and woo-doo-doo. And yeah, those things exist. But there's a lot of beauty in the world. There's a lot of love in the world. There's a lot of compassion in the world. There's a lot of giving in the world. There's a lot of happiness in the world. There's a lot of peace in the world. We don't see that because we see the world through the filters of our pain, of our suffering, of our issues. So if what you focus on is bad, if what you focus on, what you see, what you think, if it's bad, then you might need to change your perspective of how you see your life. You might need to change the perspective of what's going on internally within you. See, because it's a trip, because once you meet somebody, and no matter how chaotic your life is, well, once you meet somebody and you fall in love, man, that just like everything's bliss. Everything's gravy. You got this new vision, this new pair of glasses on. Everything's like, man, there's so much hope. There's so much joy. Why? Because you're in love now. Your circumstances, the pain, the trauma, and the chaos you've gone through hasn't changed. It's still there. But because you're in love, you see the world a little differently now. You see life a little differently now. Why? Because you're seeing through a different perspective. You're seeing through different lenses. And then when that relationship wanes or something happens in that relationship and it goes sour, it goes bad, man, now it goes right back to all that chaos, all the hell. But when you're in love, there's all this hope and brand new experience and joy and expectation of beauty. We have to learn how to change our perspective. And we can only change our perspective by changing this. Change this. You want a more beautiful world? Change this. You want a more loving world? Change this. You want a more giving world, a more compassionate world, a more accepting world? Change this. You want a world that's less hateful, a world that's less judgmental? Change this. Change this. Change how you see your life. Change how you see your world. And you'll change the world. The world doesn't have to change in order for your life to change. Your life has to change in order for the world to change. And the world's not going to change. What's going to change is your perception of the world. And that can only change once you change this right here of how you see your life. It's not about how much money you have. It's a lot of people with a lot of money and they're miserable. There's a lot of people with a lot of money and they're frustrated and they're suicidal and they're depressed. And it's all bad. Although they have all the money in the world, they could go anywhere in the world. They could buy islands. They could do whatever they want to do anytime they want to. And yet they're miserable. They're frustrated. They're suicidal. They could hang out on any beach they want to. They could go look at all the waterfalls. They could go look at all the wonders of the world. And yet they're miserable. They're frustrated. They don't have any joy. They don't have any peace. So it's not about your money. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about the education you have. It's about your perspective. Your perspective. There's people in third world countries that are more happy than you are. There's people in third world countries that have joy. And these people don't have the money you have. They don't have the cars you have. They don't have the houses you have. They don't have the careers you have. But they have joy. They have peace of mind. What's the difference? The perspective. Their perspective. Man, we look for all these other things to make us happy. We look for all these external things to give us joy. We look for all these external things to give us peace of mind, to make us happy. And it's a trip because people with far less than what we have that peace of mind. They have that joy. And they don't live in America. They don't live in the quote unquote greatest country in the world. And yet they have what we don't have. They don't have your religious beliefs. And yet they have peace. Yet they have joy. They don't have all of our political beliefs and all the other crazy stuff that we have. And yet they have peace. They have joy. They have that happiness. Why? Because their perspective of life, their perspective of their life is different from how you perceive your life. It's crazy because we think everybody wants to be like us as Americans. Everybody don't want to be like us. I've traveled the world. Everybody don't want to be like America. And then those people that do want to come to America, and there's a lot of them, for the opportunities of fulfilling and reaching their dreams. And so many people come to America thinking that that's going to give them peace, that's going to give them joy. And they get here and they see our brokenness. They see our despair. They see our hopelessness. With all the entertainers here, with all the amusement parks here, with all the movies here, they see our hopelessness. They see our brokenness. And they don't want what we have. We got to wake up. We have to wake up. Man, you have to learn how to go within. You have to learn how to deal with your issues. You have to learn how to forget. You have to learn how to forgive. You have to learn how to let go. How to come to the conclusion of what's really important and what's really not important. So when my wife, she used to have an issue with having stretch marks because she had C-sections with her sons, and so she had stretch marks on her stomach. And that was a big ordeal to her. That was a major ordeal to her because she couldn't get rid of those stretch marks. And she wouldn't let it go. She would not let that go. That was traumatic for her. That was painful for her. It took her getting breast cancer. It took her coming to the conclusion and to the understanding that, she had a few months left to live before she let go of that anger, before she let go of all that animosity and the bitterness and the pain of those stretch marks. Those stretch marks was debilitating to her. She couldn't have happiness. She couldn't have joy. She couldn't have peace of mind because of the stretch marks she had. What is it that has you shackled up? What is it that has you bottled up? What is it that has you twisted all up in a knot that you can't let go of? For her, it was her stretch marks. Maybe for you, it's the fact that you don't have a good relationship with your daddy. Maybe for you, it's the fact that your mama didn't want to. Maybe for you, it's the fact that you were molested or you were raped or you was abandoned as a kid. Maybe for you, it was somebody that you lost in an early age. Maybe for you, it was the loss of a loved one, a loss of a career. Whatever it is, something has you bottled up, something has you twisted up. And you can't enjoy life. You can't see life for what it really is because you're twisted. You're bottled up. What is it going to take for you in order for you to let that go? What is it going to take for you in order to release that pain and that trauma and that drama? For my late wife, it was getting breast cancer. It was been told that you got a short period of time left to live. And then she realized, damn, I've been carrying all of this grief, all of this pain for years. Would not let it go. Now, there's something greater, something more devastating than those stretch marks. Now she saw how much energy she wasted. Now she saw how much life she wasted. She saw the opportunities squandered because she wouldn't let go. She wouldn't let go of something she couldn't control. She wouldn't let go of something that was totally out of her control. You can't control what happened to you back then. You can't change that. But you can let it go. You can release. And what do I mean by release it? You can let go of the pain that is causing you. You can let go of the trauma that is causing you. You'll remember it, but the pain associated with it can change, and you can let go of that pain. You can let go of that suffering. It's crazy because if you didn't like it 10 years ago, if you didn't like it 20 years ago when it occurred, why do you keep taking it with you into the future? Why do you keep dwelling on it in the present? If it happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, why do you keep bringing it into your present? If it's causing you pain, if it's causing you suffering, why do you keep taking it into your future? When are you going to let it go? What has to happen in life in order for you to wake up and realize, man, I didn't have to carry that. Man, I could let that go anytime I wanted to. Don't wait like my wife did. Don't wait till you get cancer. Don't wait until you get at death's door before you realize, man, I can let this shit go. Don't wait till you get at death's door before you decide to forgive everybody for the shit that they did. Don't wait till you get at death's door before you decide to just let it go. Before you decide to let go of your hatred to your mom, your hatred to your dad, your hatred to your siblings, your hatred to your uncle, your cousins, or whoever it is, your ex-husband, your ex-wife. Don't wait till you're at death's door. Before you decide that you want to live. See, one of the most painful things that I experienced was not losing my wife. Her death was painful. One of the greatest pains that I experienced was sitting there and listening to her cry and talk about, man, she wants to live. She wanted to live. But knowing she was at death's door, knowing that death could come for her at any given moment. But now she want to live. Now she want to let go of all the pain of what she went through. Now she want to release the hatred, the unforgiveness, the rage, the bitterness, the animosity. Now she want to let it all go. Now she realized, man, there's so much more I want to do. There's so much more I can do. And she's pleading with God, just give me another chance. She's pleading with God, begging for more time. Because she realized how much time she's wasted on bitterness. Now she realized how much time she's wasted on unforgiveness, on hatred, on malice, on rage. She realized how much time she wasted dwelling on the fact that she had stretch marks. Now she's at death's door and she realized, man, them stretch marks wasn't shit compared to life. People ask me, man, Elijah, why are you so passionate? Why you just go in so much and you just seem so serious? Because I've seen so many people die. I've heard so many people dying and they want to live. And here it is, man, we have all this time. We don't know how much time we have, but we have this time and we're squandering it. We're wasting time. Jealous of this person. We're wasting time mad at this person. We're wasting time unforgiving this person. We're wasting time bitter at this person. We're wasting time hateful and angry at ourselves. What is it that has you twisted? What is it that has you trapped and bound up? What is it that has you so discombobulated that you can't be happy? Regardless of what's going on around you, you can't be happy. Man, my hope and prayer is that you sit back and that you think about my late wife. Her name was Cecilia. She died at the age of 41 of breast cancer. But the truth is, she died a long time ago. She died long before she physically died. The truth is, she didn't start living until she was 41. She didn't start living until she got breast cancer. She didn't start living until she had a few months left to live. Because prior to that, her perspective, her beliefs was bottled up. They were tangled up. They were all twisted and discombobulated. She went through the motion of living and all she was doing was existing. Had a great job, had a great family, but she was miserable. She had somebody that loved her, that worshiped her, that man had her on a pedestal. But she couldn't embrace that because of her stretch marks. She couldn't fathom the fact that somebody could love her like that. She couldn't fathom the fact that somebody could put her on this pedestal and worship her like that. Because she didn't see herself as worthy of that because of her stretch marks. Because of her stretch marks, she saw herself as unlovable. Because of her stretch marks, she saw herself as not worthy to be happy. Not worthy to have peace of mind. What is it that got you twisted up? What is it that has you imprisoned in your mind? My hope and prayer is that you find yourself, that you stop wasting time, that you let go of all the things that you need to let go of so that you can have peace, so that you can have joy, so that you can find that happiness within you, so that you can love yourself, so that you can value yourself, so that you can see the beauty in who you are, so that you can see the beauty in life, in every aspect of life. Regardless of what's going on around us, man, the world is a beautiful place. Regardless of all the craziness going on, the world is a beautiful place. It's a loving place. Can you see the beauty in it? Can you appreciate the beauty in it? Can you appreciate the beauty within you? Can you acknowledge the love within you? Can you acknowledge the greatness within you? Can you acknowledge it in others? Can you see those things in others, regardless of who they are? Because it's in each and every one of us, regardless of what we look like. Because every one of us have God within us. Every single person walking this planet has God within them. We don't all manifest it. We don't all accept it. My hope and prayer is that when you see me, you see the God within me. When you talk with me, you hear the God within me. When you shake my hand, when we hug each other, you feel the God within me. When you feel my energy, when you sense my energy, you sense the presence of God within me. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.